Fun facts. And if I make this statement finish, you can as well go and verify. This one is not just talk. Because many of us will ask me the source of this news. Please log on to www.nigernews.com. It's a newspaper online that you can get some information you need. Tinubu has failed. Nigerians are lined by Donald J. Trump on business summit going on in Washington, D.C. But that is not even the issue. That is not the reason why I bring this message. The reason I bring this, or rather, the reason I brought this message to my fans here is to tell you the good news. That on that summit going on in U.S. now, USB Foreign Minister Ada Eze is live in there. I know it will shock the fallback group. It will also shock people who will ask me, where is the source of my news? Don't worry, continue asking for the source of the news. Why they are losegarding you? They have left you behind. That is how you people keep on asking the source of our news. Go to Nigerian newspaper online today. They are busy discussing about the new currency that have just been unveiled in the world market. In the world parallel market, which is a Gemma, the USB currency. When that news broke out, they also asked me, where is the source? But it is trending online as I'm talking to you today. Go to Bangkok Post, my brother, you will see that news there. What of YEL, which is a newspaper in Finland? It is right there. But when you talk, latecomers, doubters, sabos will fill your comment section and ask you what is the source of your news. Well, let me shock you. Donald J. Trump don't ditch Nigeria for USB, because that's business meeting that is going on at this moment as I'm talking to you right now happening. My brother, the USB representative is there. This one self go shock fallback group. Anyway, let us read other headlines as we proceed. IPOB's Biafra agitation. Listen and listen attentively, because I wanna nkita eme ka nkita nwa mom wine we wekwe ya we me Thanksgiving but I dey nwa na church. IPOB's Biafra agitation, discipline and intellectual sophistication is the code. I repeat, IPOB's Biafra agitation, discipline and intellectual sophistication is the code. Moving forward, it will increase value of naira. Yul Edochie begs Tinubu to bring back cashless policy. Why I'm bringing this news? During the time of 2023 down to the end of 2024, this fella here by name Yul Edochie, the Mumu man, let me just use that name because everybody is entitled to their own opinion and to their choice. He did his own brother, even his own kinsman, Anambra man, Peter Obi, to support Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Shouting everywhere, Jagaban is going to do this, Jagaban is going to do that with that baby elephant called the Cubana chief priest. That is the only people who come out and showcase their mumunes on the internet. Where is E-Money? All those ones, they are secret supporters. Where is Cubana, Obi Cubana? Secret supporters. Joey Zaza, all of them are secret supporters. We know where they belong. But these two mumu, still they mumu themselves up to tomorrow. This one thinking that once he campaign for Tinubu in Lagos State, someone is going to grease his palm or give him contract or probably appoint him as minister of gutter, the same way they do to that outcast man, which is Joe Ibokwe. But my guy, don't wait, tire. You don't see anything. Earlier this year, he come out and cry out of hardship. Now he don't debate to Tinubu again. Say make him bring back cashless policy. It is not on your mandate again. We shall stand. All of honor. They never do anything. Abi, our people see the mumu till tomorrow. Well, my wonderful people, I beg let us just start this news. Don't talk too much, you, because Ebo Kuburonweya no, Omeburonweya is also there. Please help me to circulate this video. That the United States of America don't ditch Bola Ahmed Tinubu, because according to the Forbes rating recently, he emerged as the third most corrupt president of the world. Out of the 193 countries, if I'm not mistaken, Tinubu is number 10 as the worst corrupt president in the world. In Africa, he was ranked number 2 as world and corrupt, useless president in Africa as a whole, not west, not south, the whole of Africa. Then in Nigeria, he is number 1 as the worst and corrupt president of all time. In fact, they should give him that title of GOAT, greatest of all time in corruption, in killings, in mammon, and in nepotism. I beg, let us go straight to the reason why we are here. There's no time to tell time. Former Vice President Atiku Abubakar don dey laugh Bola Ahmed Tinubu administration He said over the failure of the United States of America to invite Nigeria to a business summit with African leaders. Niger News reports that U.S. President Donald J. Trump will next week host another 5 African leaders in summit, which is focused on trade, investment, and economic cooperation. The African countries that will be present there are Gabon, Guinea-Bissau, Senegal, Liberia, and representatives of USB, according to the message here. This writer, let me see who posted this news. Igbo posted the news. If not this Yoruba starts, they will never include it. They will even come and write there and prescribe USB. I don't know which day they prescribe USB of yesterday. Okay, let us continue. Reacting in a statement through his special assistant and public communications, which is Frank Shuaibu, Atiku stated that Tinubu failure is complete now. To the world powers, world president now avoiding him like a plague. Ew. Sorrow, agony and pain. Tinubu, I beg you must continue 8 years. But Peter Obi, you can go and sleep. Nothing for you. Okay, he said on July 9, 2025, President of America Donald Trump will host all those African leaders at the White House to discuss commercial opportunities. The invited nations are as follows, just like as I read before. And not Nigeria, not the continent's most populous nation, the giant of Africa, which had an economy of $500 billion and was among the world's 5 fastest growing economy before the cancer called the All Progressive Congress. Called All Poverty Congress inflicted this blessed nation. Do you know that Nigeria is over $500 billion economy? That $500 billion economy is what good Lord Jonathan left. As I'm talking to you now, it has depreciated to 188, if not 180. And they claim they are doing well. Oh, God have mercy. God, I beg you. Okay. According to Atiku, this exclusion by the Trump administration is neither a diplomatic oversight nor a scheduling error. He stated that it is a verdict on Bola Ahmed Tinubu's chaotic presidency, his divisive chairmanship of ECOWAS, and the complete evaporation of Nigeria's diplomatic relevance. And I can as well give you this as a free secret. One of the things that will make Donald Trump to abandon Tinubu in totality is there's no respect for rule of law and human rights abuses. They hate it so much. Let us continue, please. He stated this, that it is a verdict. Okay, I think I have read this. The statement added, how do we explain it? Tinubu inherited an ECOWAS of 15 member states and left it gasping for breath with 3 countries pulling out and 40% of its land mass gone. Once Africa's diplomatic compass, the nation that gave way to regional consensus and global negotiations, Nigeria has now become an afterthought, ignored, sidelined, strides of influence, while others are summoned to negotiate Africa's future. Nigeria is not even in the room. A failed nation. Car torn pieces. Okay, and while our foreign direct investment has plunged to historic lows, Tinubu's men launched in St. Lucia, sipping champagne in the face of national decline, South Africa is negotiating trade frameworks with Washington. Nigeria is invisible. And let's now kill the lie that has been allowed to linger for too long. Glebachagri is not a Trump ally. He does not hold the keys to the White House. He has no diplomatic leverage in the Trump administration. Having been listed as one of the major donors to the Clinton Foundation, the illusion of his influence has collapsed under the weight of reality. Nigeria wagered its international standing on marriage and lost. As chair of ECOWAS, Tinubu did not build bridges. He burned them. His erratic, self-serving approach fractured regional cooperation, turning Nigeria into a polarizing force rather than a rallying point. Tinubu have destroyed them. From giant of Africa to diplomatic ghost, Tinubu has finished the job. He has squandered our legacy, diluted our stature, and silenced our voice on the world stage. This isn't just an embarrassment, it is a disgrace. A resounding declaration that Nigeria, under this administration, has lost its way. But let it be known, we will not mourn in silence. We will not be complicit in our own erasure. Well, we are glad that the coalition through the ADC is here to rescue Nigeria from these urban bandits. The damage is deep, but so is our resolve, and the mission to reclaim Nigeria's honor has already begun. History may not be kind to this government, but history will remember who stood up to end it. Let me also make this point clear. Why Bola Ahmed Tinubu are also a plague. In fact, they are avoiding him like a leprosy man. It's because he rigged the way into office. That is what the world media, international media houses are saying, not me. So that you not come tomorrow and say, I said this, I said that. No, that's exactly what happened. Why the man in a White House cannot trust him? Because they see him as a rigger, certificate forger, and also a drug pusher. And he want Donald Trump to get associated with such a person. My brother, Tinubu have a lot of baggage, so I am still wondering what certificate is he going to present moving forward in 2027. I'm still wondering what certificate is he going to. Is it the same one that is in controversy, or the one he presented when he was the governor of Lagos State? Because that's a two different certificates. The one he presented before contesting as a House of Rep member, different. The one he presented as a senator, different. The one he presented as a governor, different. The one he presented as a president, different. And still, people are shouting, on your mandate with Hassan, on Amumu, you don't enter PhD 4. Okay, another news we have here is, according to our writer here, say IPOB's Biafra agitation, discipline, and intellectual certification is the code of conduct. For those with fading memory or shaking resolve, let this be your awakening. IPOB is not a group of reactionaries or criminals. We are a disciplined, intellectually driven liberation movement built on purpose, truth, and sacrifice. Not cheap propaganda, not bribery, and certainly not fear. The Biafra agitation under Mazi Nnamdi Kanu led indigenous people of Biafra. IPOB is not headed by men who can be swayed through blackmail or bought with government tokens. The movement is led by men of steel, mentally tough, morally upright, and spiritually committed. Every major strategy deployed by IPOB, whether in civil disobedience, diplomatic outreach, or media advocacy, reflects a movement governed by deep reasoning and long-term vision, not sentiment. We do not act on impulse. We act by principle. We are not moved by trending narratives, but by historical justice and futuristic wisdom. When the Nigerian state failed to crush IPOB by military force, it turned to more dangerous weapons of psychological warfare, infiltration, sponsored lies, and blackmail campaigns. Of course, this is the pattern of every oppressive regime when they meet a government too grounded to fall. But to those who now lend ears to these deceitful voices, we ask, have you forgotten who we are? IPOB is not built by cowards. Our pillars are not soft minds, but unshakable convictions forged in fire. Those whispering today that IPOB is divided or weak are either agents of our enemies or victims of the low intellect. IPOB's leadership, the Directorate of State, DOS, under Mazi Nnamdi Kanu remains a fortress of principle. If you knew what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu endures in DSS detention and yet remains unmoved, you would understand that this agitation is beyond emotion. It is destiny. We have chosen pain over betrayal, silence over compromise, hardship over convenience, because our mission is sacred. We are men who can live through any suffering, but we will never accept an easy option that undermines our vision for Biafra. Let it also be clear, IPOB is not a marketplace for personal interest or dubious ambitions. This is a movement for freedom, for justice, and for posterity. Those seeking profit, fame, or political reward in IPOB will soon find themselves isolated and exposed. We are not perfect, but we are principled. We make mistakes, but never betrayal. We are strategic, not emotional. This is not street noise. It is a calculated, disciplined liberation drive. To the faint-hearted, you are free to bow out. To the doubters, you may stand aside. But know this, IPOB is unshaken. Our code remains discipline, our weapon remains intellect, our destiny remains Biafra. We are IPOB, indigenous people of Biafra. We do not kneel and we do not beg. We fight with truth and we win with time. For the Family Writers Press International. The last but not the least, it will increase value of Naira. Yul Edochie begged Tinubu to bring back cashless policy. Nollywood actor Yul Edochie has appealed to Bola Ahmed Tinubu to revive the cashless policy introduced by former President Muhammadu Buhari. In a post shared on Instagram, the filmmaker explained that the policy has a positive impact on the nation's economy during its initial rollout. He said it strengthened the Naira and brought down the prices of goods. According to him, lower denomination notes like 5 Naira, 10 Naira, 20 Naira, and 50 Naira begin to hold value again when the policy was in place. The actor also stated that the cashless system played a major role in reducing kidnapping across the country as it limited access to physical cash by criminals. Edochie urged the president to consider bringing back the policy for the benefit of the nation. To my leader, according to him, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, at official Asuwaju, said, I humbly suggest you bring back the cashless policy. When it was introduced by the previous administration, it increased the value of the Naira tremendously. It helped to bring down prices of goods and it made 5 Naira, 10 Naira, 50 Naira, and whatsoever notes regain value. The cashless policy also helped to reduce kidnapping massively. Consider it again, sir, he wrote. Anyway, I don't hear everything. And in case of those who will say that, the news of Ada Ame being in White House over this business summit meeting, why Ngozi Orabede do not post it? My brother, do not expect her to post everything. Okay? Leaders have the way of their the way they do. So this one, I saw this news on NigerNews.com online newspaper. That was why I read it. So these ones, they know how they get their news, because most of all these online newspapers, they have all these investigative journalists who give them classified information that nobody will ever give you. So take it the way you see it. Anyway, as it stands now, here we go take back break you, and I go hear first again when we come back. Like, share, comment, and make sure you keep subscribing for more interesting videos coming your way. I, Ukulora, is here. Que me